Now with this imminent coronavirus threat, all kinds of public gatherings are being canceled. You know, we've been lucky enough to live not far from a couple really good music venues here in town. And spring is usually a busy time, as you can see. And there's a full roster of acts coming up, like Ringo Starr and King Crimson, Wilco, Buddy Guy, Aaron Neville, John Legend, Jason Isbell, the Psychedelic Furs, Sean Colvin, and a lot more. And this amphitheater is a terrific place to watch a show, and I've heard that musicians love to perform here. Unfortunately, many, but not all the shows have been postponed, so who knows how long this thing is going to go on for and what's going to happen with these shows that are coming up. We recently went out to a small venue to see some local bands perform, and it was a very enjoyable experience. These are Christiana and Tess from Bedsweater.
Hi.
And how did Bedsweater start as a band?
It started with me writing a bunch of songs and wanting to play them with my friends. So it probably started like maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Have you known each other a long time?
Chris and I, 5 years. Probably like 5 years, yeah.
Now you're about to go on stage.
Yes.
How do you feel? In a few minutes, how do you feel before a show?
Terrified always. I have terrible stage fright. Nervous.
And how do you get over it?
I wear something stupid. I drink.
You drink heavily?
Moderately.
Somewhat moderately?
These days.
What's your plans for the future?
I want to record! I want to play more shows and go on tour again.
How do you remember the song you just wrote?
I usually handwrite stuff and it stays in my brain. If it's like a riff I'm struggling with, I make a recording to remember it.
Don't you worry that you woke up one day and you got a good song and then you forgot it?
Yeah. That happens all the time. I'm trying to get better.
are you in this for the long run? You trying to make a deal out of this, or what?
Yeah. I mean.
Are you very ambitious?
I just like doing it so much, so I just keep at it, I guess.
So, you got to hand it to the young people. They're carrying the torch of rock music into the future. You know, they're genuine and sincere and love music like this. And it makes me hopeful that maybe rock music won't die after all, that there'll be a few stalwarts out there who will keep it going and keep the spirit alive. So, you know, it was funny, a few years ago when I heard this news of this revival in vinyl records again, you know, I was thinking, geez, this is so silly. Why would you want to start messing again with those heavy, fragile vinyl discs when we've got digital streaming and 50 million songs at our fingertips? Instantaneous, day or night. We're all in with digital now. We pay for streaming for the whole family. This stuff, it doesn't have any mass, doesn't take up any space. Easy to keep it organized. You can't destroy it. Sounds very good. I made a video about my Empire turntable. I bought it like 4 months ago, and I didn't own any records at the time. I just liked looking at it. It was cool. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to start collecting vinyl again. No, it's not for me, but I'll hold on to this turntable for a little bit and probably sell it off. Then a few weeks ago, somebody contacted me who wanted to sell their old Technics turntable. And that really triggered something in me. I was like, oh my God, that's the turntable I wanted when I was a teenager. I mean, the Empire is cool, but it's fully manual and a little clunky to use. But this Technics is fully automatic, and it's easy to remove the head shell and put a new one on. And back then we thought, direct drive, oh, that's the best kind of turntable, right? Little did we know that all the most expensive and best turntables now are all belt-driven. But back then, who wanted to deal with some rubber band that might wear out and looks kind of flimsy? Direct drive, motor right under the platter there. That's the way to go. I know there's way better ones out there today, and there's way better ones from the past, and even at the time they weren't considered the best. But they're cool, and they sound pretty good. So I'm happy with my purchase until something better comes along, I suppose. I actually drove down to this used record store and bought a couple albums. And I was like, all right, this reminds me of my old days, flipping through record racks and flipping through albums and pulling them out and reading the names of the songs on them and everything. It really brought back incredible memories. You know, you go into these record stores today and they're owned by guys in their 20s or 30s. You know, young people my kids' age, like so-called millennials, and they're the ones that are into vinyl. I'm the only old fart in there. And I'm the one who's talking to the owner of the store about this record and that record, and you could just look at his eyes glaze over, and he's like, okay, old man, thanks for that, but I'm going to move on. And then a guy gave me a stack of vinyl records for free that he didn't want anymore, and I was able to pick out maybe about 20 albums, classic rock albums from the 70s, and I'm like, yes, this is cool. So I started playing those, and I just went a little out of control. In the last few weeks, I've amassed a halfway decent collection. And to my utter surprise, my utter shock, I'm now become a vinyl addict, and I've become completely obsessed. What's happened to me? You listen to music from the 60s or 70s?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like variety. And yes. Yeah. I'm a big, yeah, I like the nerd stuff.
Are you music nerds?
No.
You're not? You are?
Yes, I'm classically trained.
I am also on piano, yeah.
I am on violin.